What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Only Builds with Jacob. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make anchor plates to put in your concrete for posts or steel beams, for metal buildings, for fences, whatever it may be. Specifically in my case here on this job, I'm going to be doing a fence that has a retaining wall, and instead of setting posts deep into the ground and then through the concrete and going up, it's a lot easier if I do these anchor plates and then weld the post to those anchor plates. I've done a few other jobs like this many years ago and I haven't got a call back, so I'm very confident in the way that we're going to do this. A lot of people, I'm probably going to get a lot of comments saying, oh, the post is going to rot and it's going to break. Well, I use a galvanized coating on the weld, and if that happens, well, guess what? You cut it off, weld a new one. So it's pretty simple. So if anybody's wondering what an anchor plate is, an anchor plate is the plate that you would put in your concrete and weld whatever it would be to it, and it has J-hooks on the bottom. And the way that we're going to make those anchor plates is with this 5-inch flat steel flat plate. It's already 5-inch, and I'm going to cut it to 5-inch increments, and it's 5-inch by 3/8. That's more than enough. And then I have a bunch of 1/2-inch cold rolled round stock that I will weld on the bottom 4 corners, and then this will pop into the concrete when it's being poured and sit flush, and then I'll weld my pipe right to the top of that. So first order of business is to go ahead and get these cut, and what I'm going to be using is my Evolution miter saw. You've seen this in the past. I've cut thousands of cuts with this thing. This is only my second blade. I think this blade is almost dull. We're about to find out, but it'll probably get the job done. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, so I'm going to actually be cutting 2 of these at a time to kind of save some time. I don't see any reason not to. But you always want to make sure one side is square. I'm going to go ahead and cut this end off here. Now, one of the most important things when using this saw is using ear and eye protection, because it is very loud when you get to cutting. So that's roughly $286 right here when you include the J-rods that I'm gonna make. But let me tell you how much I paid for this and all of the round stock. Paid 160 bucks. So yeah, you know, somebody could argue, well, you're not really saving a whole lot because of your time. And it's like, well, you are, you know, in my opinion, you're saving $120, $130, and they're made to my standard, and I didn't have to go buy them. You know, I wanted to make them myself. I usually do, and when you're making a lot of them, you can save a ton of money. Now all of these are going to get cut at 10 inches. That way I get about 8 inches of it in the concrete. 2.5 inches are gonna be bent. So, you know, it'll have about 7.5 to 8 inches of just straight rod going down. On this, no, I'm not cutting more than one at a time because I have no way to hold it down correctly or safely, if you will. Okay, so now that we got all the rods cut to length, what I did is I made a mark on my vise here 2 inches out, and also made a mark on my first piece of round stock here, and just to make sure that I have these two set right. And what the mark on top of the vise is for is just as a stop point for me to tighten down. So what I'll do now is take my torch, heat it up right here, and then just bend it over, and I'm gonna do one at a time. The last time I did this, I did 4 at a time standing up here, but it actually was kind of difficult. I think I can be much quicker this way, so that's how we're gonna try it first. Okay, well, pretty much just like that. Bent it, got it good. If you heat it up only on one side, you get this little angle on it. If you heat it up on both sides, it'll round out a little bit better. But for me, I don't really care. This will work out just fine. So I'm gonna end up doing about 98 of these things, just because that's how many I have. That's how many I need to do just to do all the plates. Again, I don't have to do all these plates for this specific job, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do them because it's cut for it. So I have to do 98 of these. Let's see how long it takes. right, so I got all these made last night. It took about 40 to 45 minutes. I was averaging 2 of these a minute. Sometimes it was 3 a minute, but you know, nonetheless, got those done. Didn't take too terribly long. So the setup that I've got here is I've got a little plate that I'm setting the other plates on for my ground clamp, and I will just set this plate on here. I'll grab 4 of these rods here, and I will just go through welding them one at a time. I did debate if I was going to weld these with 7018 or 6010. A lot of people would probably say 7018, but I don't think that's necessary because these won't have a lot of play to break, because keep in mind the concrete is also going to go up to flush with this plate too. So not only will the weld be buried in the concrete, but the sides of this will also be buried in concrete. And so in order for this to actually come out, all 4 of these would have to break, and then this would have to pop out of the concrete, and extremely unlikely that all 4 of these break off of a 6010 weld. I just don't think it'll happen. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'll take any criticism, but in my experience, this should not be a problem. All right, well, let's get to it. Okay, so I got all of the anchor plates made. I went and counted. I actually need 17, and I made like 22 or something like that. So I made a little bit more than I needed. Again, that's fine. I went through and wire wheeled one of these just to kind of show. It might not be the prettiest, but I assure you that none of these will break off. This is gonna stay solid for a long time when it's inside that concrete like this. And when you get this flat and level, I can weld my post to this, and it's gonna stay just like this inside the concrete for as long as the concrete's there. I can almost guarantee it. I don't ever put 100% guarantee, but I'd say 99% guarantee. So on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and call this video finished. I just wanted to show you guys how to make anchor plates for concrete, for metal buildings, for fencing, for whatever it may be. Even if you have to do like a mailbox or something, and a custom mailbox, and you want to pour your concrete footing first, or your pier, and then set this plate in there and then weld the mailbox to that or something. That's how you do that, and it's very simple. And a lot of times it doesn't save money to make your own, but if you have the material at home, which a lot of you do, It'll save a lot of time and money, because you don't have to drive to wherever to buy these, or outsource them, or buy them online, because not everywhere sells these things either. So anyway, I hope you guys found this helpful, found it informative. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down in the comments below. And as always, this is Only Builds with Jacob. On to the next one.